Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. So Archie Sharp suffers a little scare on the way to extending his unbeaten record to 25 wins with 9 KOs, no draws, no defeats. This was a little scare because he was in against someone called Reuquen Cona Facundo Arce. That's what it says on BoxRec. I've probably pronounced that wrong. I'm going to call him Arce, as in Jorge Arce, the excellent Mexican fighter. But this guy Arce came in with like 17 wins, 14 defeats, 2 draws, and was expected to be the sort of tick-over fight for Sharp. And Mr. Arce he's from Argentina, he only had 7 KOs in 17 wins, 14 defeats with 5 stoppage defeats and 2 draws. Orthodox fighter, 28 years old. Sharp is 29, listed as orthodox Sharp, but did a lot of switch hitting in this fight. And I think the first round, which was all but a disaster for him, probably contributed to this sort of variety of style he was using, because in the first round, he put it on Arce from the word go, and then out of the blue, Arce's on the ropes, a huge left hook, bang on the button, put Sharp on his back. I mean, he fell onto his backside and flat on his back. I mean, and it was pinpoint. I mean, if Arce had some real pop, he could have stopped Sharp. He then tore after him, and it was almost comical because he got Sharp on the ropes, put him on the floor again, but hit him kind of when he was on the floor, or when he was near as damn it on the floor. He was on the floor. I mean, it was kind of ridiculous because Sharp was by the ropes. He was knocked down again onto his side, and Arce fell over, both the referee and Sharp, trying to hit him when he was on the floor, but it was counted as a knockdown. So that's a 10-7 round. It's only an 8-rounder. So Sharp goes back to his work. He's far more sensible in the second round, starts to box. Arce has no real reply to it. It's all very sort of, he starts to complain, he gets frustrated, and Sharp controls him, contains him, keeps him on the end of the jab. Some nice jabs from Sharp. Like I say, he was switch hitting a bit. And Arce looking for another big wallop, couldn't find it because Sharp was suddenly on his game and concentrating, not getting sloppy, not getting arrogant, not getting silly. And he pushes Arce back. There was a bit of rabbit punching going on from Sharp. The referee spoke to him, warned him about all sorts of infringement. Arce, the fight kind of sadly degenerated into this, Sharp was bending the rules somewhat, but completely dominated, and Arce was dominating. Sharp was dominating, and Arce was just moaning and whining about all sorts of stuff, showing out to the referee. And I gave Sharp every single round except the first one, which could have been an absolute disaster, but wasn't. So Sharp moves to 25 wins, and no defeats, no draws. And I mean, he's held, a couple of these WBO trinkets and the European super featherweight title and the WBO global super featherweight title. What the hell is that? Isn't that a world title, the global title? You think, if that's not the world title, what is the world title? The universe title? Oh, it's just silliness. But I've said before, I've said it again, I've said it so many times. If you've got a young fighter, you bring them through the traditional route, area level, English, British, Commonwealth, European, and then world. What you don't do is fast track them, because I just think it's a nonsense way of doing things. But Sharp has looked good in the past. I mean, he hasn't got a great deal of pop to his punches, but he's scored some pretty good distance wins. But he hasn't really faced. They've all been against imports. I mean, he did win a 10-rounder over Jeff Ofori, which was pretty good fight. But that was back in 2020. He's been beating up people like Alex Rat and I can't even remember the others. I think there was a guy called Chavez in there. Fortunately, not Julio Cesar Chavez, but yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see him go for the traditional route, Sharp. But he is 29 now, so they'll probably just stick him in at world level now. Those WBO trinkets and all that stuff gets you a world ranking, so they'll try and fast track him. But yeah, he wants to concentrate. He wants to stay on the game, because otherwise he's going to come a cropper. It was very silly. He was way too loose mentally and physically to start with Arce. And Arce is crude. Arce is just a journeyman. He can, if he hits you, he hurts you, as any fighter does. Doesn't have a lot of knockouts, but he certainly found a home for his left hook against Sharp, and Sharp needs to watch that. He really does. So what did you think of this fight? Did you watch it? It was on the Queensberry show, on the Denzel Bentley, Danny Dingham undercard. If you saw it, let me know what you think. Comments below, and please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and hit the like button because it's free and it helps the channel out a great deal. Thank you so much. Catch you later. Bye for now.